right. We are going to take one last question from Asher Underwood, and then we will let Mr. Bethel finish us off with a little more about his conversation with John Radcliffe.
Thank you. Hello, I'm Asher Underwood, and I'm pretty certain that Representative Radcliffe hasn't commented on my question, but hopefully he will after today. And I'd like to encourage every one of you to do the math and the research on what I'm speaking on here, as we're in the Grayson County Courthouse. Everybody loves Dwight Eisenhower. Everybody's so proud of Dwight Eisenhower, as we have his statue out here on Highway 75. And we're talking a lot about regulations and religious freedom and poor people and how poor people are treated here in America and in this country. I think there's no better place to start with the Native Americans and how Native people have been treated in this country and even still to this day. So as you nod your head, brother in the back, I just want you all to understand that President Dwight Eisenhower in 1955 passed an executive order, Representative Radcliffe, to protect the birthplace and most sacred site of the San Carlos Apache Nation in Arizona. Okay, and it was to protect that site after the reservation had been further redacted by the government. It was protected and as a sacred site and for environmental reasons, and it was always been a target of mining, unregulated free market mining, copper to be exact. And as of 2015, Congressional Act of Corruption during utilizing the National Land Authorization Act, which is a military act, was used for protection of the homeland. A midnight rider pushed through with John McCain, pushed it through, Obama signed it off, and sold off the Apache sacred land to Rio Tinto and BHP, the same company behind the oil spill in the Gulf, an international foreign mining company, because they found $180 billion worth of copper. So as of June 15th, last month, Congressman Raul Grijalva introduced House Bill 2915 with 30 co-sponsors, and Senator Bernie Sanders has also introduced the Senate version 1375, to repeal this act of congressional corruption and selling out this sacred land for $1 to harm the environment and not bring the jobs that it claims that it will bring, as Native people have seen so too often, been promised so too often. So I ask everybody to contact Representative Radcliffe and let him know that we want him on with those 30 co-sponsors. He needs to be the 31st co-sponsor. If he represents Grayson County and the district of Dwight Eisenhower, he needs to follow up with Dwight Eisenhower, the executive order of 1955, and protect the sacred Apache land of Oak Flat.
Thank you for your question, sir, and you are correct. We are unable to find a statement from Representative Radcliffe related to this question. To be completely fair to Representative Radcliffe, we are only including his public statements. But thank you.
Thank you.
Well, as you know, time and time again, we have reneged on treaties. We have treated Native Americans very poorly and continue to do so, as has happened just in the last few months in South Dakota. And it's interesting to me that just after the election, as the pipeline there was being protested, it came to be known that President-elect Trump also had an investment in that pipeline, which is now being pushed through, disregarding the wishes of Native Americans concerning sacred land. We continue to do those things, and I think as Democrats, we're about treating people with much more respect than what we've seen happen.
Okay, We do have a few more questions, but we're about out of time. As I said earlier, all of these cards are going to be mailed to Mr. Ratcliffe's office tomorrow so that these questions can all go to him and he can see that we do have an opinion and that we do want to be heard. So now I'm going to let Mr. Bethel come up and finish out and give us just a little bit more information about his conversation with Mr. Ratcliffe. And then we'll hear closing remarks from Jan Fletcher.
Great, thank you. Well, the conversation that I had with him, I've been able to share pieces of with you.